Yo, what up? Live Q&A. Cyril, thanks for joining my live. What's good? Hope everything's going well for you, player. Just thought I'd go live for a second. Awesome. Glad you can join, friend. Hello, check, check. Thought I would do a live stream. Haven't been going live for a while. Just chilling at the cafe, drinking my coffee. Just waiting for a couple people to join. I had 35 people in my live stream line up to see who joins. Questions and answers. Had a pretty long week, just riding, traveling around Philippines, doing a couple rides here and there, hanging out with friends. Oh, I'll see you later. I'm just chilling here in BGC. Have pretty good internet connection, so I thought I would go live. I need to get a pocket Wi-Fi so I can go live outside more. But for the most part, just want to do a quick Q&A while I'm chilling and it's quiet here in the cafe. If anyone joins, I'll stick around for about 45 minutes until people start to come in here for their lunch break. It's trying to stay productive and focus. Got a couple trips lined up. Got a hiking trip. I got a trip to Iloilo coming up and a trip to Taiwan. Going to be in Taipei for about a week, riding around, getting some footage, trying to explore as much of Taipei as I can. But then after that, I would like to go to maybe Vietnam or Indonesia. Feel free to hop on, ask me some questions about business, life abroad, cycling, my past Courier experience. I got you, buddy. I'll bring you back Pasalubong. I'll find a nice keychain. I like keychains too, so I'll try to find some keychains for you. You and the crew. I'll try to stop by some gift shops, see what I could find. But live Q&A, questions and answers. Chris, I'm still on my 90-day sprint. I've been trying to create content and collect B-rolls. Been pretty busy doing my bike riding thing, group rides, trying to catch up on some sleep as well. But been studying a lot, reading books and watching vlogs. Balaz, I've been listening to Balaz Spotify, very inspirational. Trying to keep my business alive, gather leads, stay focused on that. Have you ever experienced your bike getting broken during some mess work? No, not really. Uh, Never broke a spoke, never a chain being snapped or bent rims or anything. No, I took pretty good care of my bikes and always had fresh rims, chain, back cog, parts. So never really had that issue. No, that's the most important thing is keeping your bike running. If it's making you money and you're working on your bike, you want to keep all the parts updated, fresh. It's your money maker, so you want to make sure you take good care of that. Didn't really have time to be doing maintenance on the road all the time, so the only thing I would probably encounter was a flat here and there, and maybe not having a patch or the patches might not be working as well. But I always had spare tubes, spare tire just in case the tire was like completely shot. How about if someone tries to lock your bike with their bike? Oh, yes, I had that happen. I had to pretty much tell the guy, like, yo, that's not cool. Don't ever do that again. Uh, Other delivery guy tried to actually lock his bike to my bike. And that's a good way of getting your bike stolen because you won't be able to find them in time to confront them that their bike is locked. So you'll be sitting around like waiting. And then when you leave, they'll probably try to come back and cut your lock or, wait until you give up and start taking parts off your bike. So if you can catch them in an act, you definitely confront them about that and be like, yo, that's not cool at all. You don't have to get physical, but, let them know that, that's a dangerous thing to be doing. Because the next person might not be as nice about it, you know what I'm saying? Kyle, bad boy, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to my live broadcast. Just trying to go live Q&A. If you got some questions and answers, just chilling at the cafe. It's kind of quiet, so thought I would go live for a little bit because I have a good internet connection. You can ask me questions about courier work, business, life abroad, traveling. Feel free to ask me some questions, buddy. Thanks for joining my live stream. I've been trying to go live more, but it's kind of a hassle without good internet connection. Going live in my apartment can be kind of same scenery, same kind of like vibe. So I want to switch it up here and there. But right now I'm just chilling at the cafe, just vibing till I head out, meet up with some friends, get some food. This is Unkan Cafe Shop, coffee shop. Pretty chill. Nice view. Some kind of stadium style seatings. Have you ever tried clipless? If so, how was your experience? Of course. I love clipless pedals. A little bit expensive. The only thing I don't like about those, I have to wear them all day, and I don't like walking around with cleats on my feet. They're kind of stiff. They're loud. Uh, they work well. You can get that nice locked in pedal vibe when you can like pull and push and get a little bit more power and speed. But for the most part, I'd rather not use them. There's a pair that I'm interested in now, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm really going to use them or not. But I do like clipless pedals. But I wear sneakers and shoes a lot, so I prefer the flat pedals with the straps. It's preference, but I just prefer the flats because I can like wear different shoes with them. My experience with them, I have tipped over once, not being able to unclip. That's a embarrassing experience. Just being clipped in and just tipping over because you can't get your foot unclipped. But yeah, just vibing, chilling out the cafe. Any questions on living abroad, business, work from home, travel? This is my Mars Go Far page, so this is where I will be going live and kind of posting my experience of life abroad, traveling, and remote work opportunities for those interested. It's actually a beautiful day out. It's not too hot. It's pretty chill. What was my most gnarliest package experience? Oh, you know what? I used to deliver for the Red Cross Blue Shield back home, and that was like pretty much delivering samples, which is like blood, urine, and fecal, which is really gross, but it was all for the name of science, and they paid pretty well. But that was probably my gnarliest delivery. Everything else was relatively, simple, like blueprints, medical supplies for like hospitals, um, money, uh, cosmetic things, filings. I used to deliver death certificates, and I used to get those stamped and filed at City Hall. But for the most part, my gnarliest was delivering samples. Yeah, it was always kind of like, what's this in my bag? Is it safe for me to actually carry? Is it like a biohazard? Obviously, it's a biohazard. It's bodily fluids, but you know they paid pretty good, and it was always a rush delivery. So you gotta get the samples delivered before they either thaw or expire. So that was always important. Oak Cliff Cycles, what's good? Thanks for joining my live Q&A, questions and answers on cycling, living abroad, working remotely, and travel. I'm an ex-bike courier living abroad here in Manila, Philippines. Ron, what's good? How's it going? Just going live Q&A, questions and answers. I'm just chilling in BGC at the coffee shop here. Feel free to ask me some questions on living abroad, remote work, and cycling and travel. Any least favorite courier companies or favorite? No, all the courier companies I work for are pretty chill. Uh, they were each different in their own way with like, what they delivered, the owners, how they treat their employees. We're independent contractors, but you know, you can come and go as you please. So I didn't really have any issues with the companies I worked for. Um, some days you might be like, "Yo, what's up with the work? It's really slow," and you might get a little like, "Oh, just chill out" or something like that, but nothing to really get hurt about. Ron, what's good? Q&A. Thoughts about the traffic in Manila versus back in the States. Actually, it's organized chaos here. It doesn't seem like there's any rules or enforcements on the traffic laws here. So it's a little bit chaotic. Back home, it's a little bit more. You get a $400 parking ticket or traffic violation if you do any of the things that the people here do in their cars. Like earlier today, I was crossing the bridge over by BGC's overpass, and there was no cars or anything, but here comes some guy speeding, and he was honking the horn at me, and I was kind of like, what's going on? Like, I'm not even in your way. So he was trying to beat the light, but there was no one there to like enforce him to like chill out or pull him over for reckless endangerment or speeding. The traffic here is really gnarly. It can get really congested. Back home, there's traffic, but not all the time. We have the same issues with bike lanes, people parking in bike lanes, pulling over in bike lanes, and you know, But you guys have the scooters that kind of share the bike lanes with the cyclists, kind of push the cyclists out into the street with their scooters. You guys have the jeepneys, and it's a lot more, yeah. But for the most part, I can handle it. But any cyclist from the States will have to pretty much adapt to the traffic here. It's definitely different. And for me, I rode in different cities in the States, and it's pretty much the same. But here you might have a little bigger streets for more vehicles, such as jeepneys, scooters, and cars, vans, trucks. Today is pretty chill with traffic, actually. It's not as busy, but maybe around like later on it'll get really busy. Thanks for joining my live. I'm trying to get really used to going live and communicating with my audience here on my Mars Go Far page with questions on travel, business, work remotely opportunities. Uh, Feel free to ask me questions on those topics. And being a courier, transitioning from a courier life to living abroad. You can ask me how I saved and budget my money, how I'm able to travel, uh, how I started my online business. Feel free to ask me questions like that. I'm wearing my cool Sprinto glasses. These are like goggles, kind of. I like these lenses, very polarized. They're clear. They look like they're dark, but they're really, really clear. I'm trying to keep this page pretty chill, live. You know, it's my experience, my business, my life abroad, travel. So I'm trying to share that with people. A lot of people are scared to travel, start a business, try and retire from their 9 to 5 job. I would like to create value within that realm, especially with delivery drivers and couriers nowadays. They make pretty decent money where they can save, budget, and invest, and maybe start an online business and take it from there. Stupid drivers. If so, what was your experience? Stupid drivers. Hmm. I have been chased by cars back in the States. It was a scary experience, but technically, road rage is a common thing in the States. So anything can happen. You know, as far as being chased, one time my bag bumped someone's mirror and they got really upset and, started to kind of chase me in their truck. And I knew the city very well, so I took them down an alleyway and I reversed, um, pedaled back towards him as he was coming forwards, and I went around him and he couldn't back up in time. So I got away with that. One time, someone cut me off and got mad at me, and started cursing me out and kind of assaulted me with his vehicle, which is completely illegal. I didn't do anything to retaliate until he tried to like bump me, and I fell off my bike, and I chased him, and I hit his car with my chain because he got stuck in traffic and he was trying to be a smart ass. Other than that, I try to avoid those situations because it's relatively dangerous, and I'm not trying to get RIP because some incompetent driver or someone being in their feelings because they're having a bad day in their car. You know, you got to think about those things before you curse people out and try to hit their car and things. You know, you never know what's going to happen, so you got to play that kind of careful. But I have had experiences where I might have been a little too aggressive back in the day when I was younger, kicking cars and breaking mirrors, but I stopped that because it can be relatively putting myself in danger more than the driver. Good question, though. Good question. Cog Destroyer 24. I'm trying to keep the camera tight because I'm in a public space, but a lot of people don't like to be in people's live streams or field of view when they're filming, so I'm trying to keep it nice and close to me. I don't want anyone approaching me saying I'm in their video or whatever. So those are things to think about when going live and filming. A lot of people like their privacy and not being in your live streams or your videos. So I'm trying to keep it just focused on me since I'm in a coffee shop. But it's pretty chill in here. It's really quiet. And I'm having pretty good internet connection. So this is why I'm going live. And I have a little bit of time to just hang out and chill today. Just ran a few errands. So, like I said, this is Q&A, questions and answers about courier life, my ex-courier life, transitioning to living abroad, working abroad. Have you ever been in Nax Alley Cat? Of course, I love the Nax. I rode Nax and I uh, did some work with like helping at the events. Yes, I did different alley cat races over the years, probably at least a dozen. Um, I probably won like one. You're going against like hundreds of people, so you have to be the chosen one to actually win these alley cats. Some people win alley cats left and right. I'm not that. I'm not that guy. No, I'm not alley cat champion. I just love the experience of joining, going to the rides, seeing the city, hanging out with people. Uh, Going to the after parties was always a fun thing to do after the races and the events. Meeting new people was always a cool experience. So, other than that, yes, I've been to the Nax in different alley cats in the States, yes. My experience was always great. It was always a good experience. I met so many cool people, uh, attended so many parties, uh, saw so many bars and different parts of cities I've been to in the States, yes. Hope I'm creating some value for you guys if you're interested in being a courier or delivery person or travel, joining a remote work opportunity, starting a blog, going live. Hopefully, this is a good experience for you guys. Thanks for asking questions too. This is good practice, good experience, helping me keep a good conversation flowing. Really appreciate it. Thinking of other questions? Awesome. Thanks, man. You seem pretty busy. I see you on the chat. And thanks for asking me questions while you're doing two things at once. Really appreciate it. Yeah, any questions? Like I said, Q&A, life abroad, travel, remote work opportunities, my past career experience to where I am now in life. Those are all good questions to ask me. Oh, how was the transition from the U.S. to the Philippines? The transition was relatively. It was so. Like let's say around 2021, I guess I was about to head to Asia, either Thailand or the Philippines or Indonesia. I have some friends in Indonesia. Uh, Thailand was open, and a lot of my Filipino friends back home suggested I visit the Philippines first before heading to any other place, which was a good option, a good choice actually. The transition around that time, the pandemic kind of jumped off, so I moved out of my apartment, and I wasn't able to fly at that time, so I was pretty much homeless after that. And but it gave me an opportunity to save more money, really think about what I was doing, and probably after that, that lasted like 2 years actually. 2 years. I really thought about it. As soon as the borders opened, I booked my ticket and I left for my first trip around March 2023. And as soon as I got here, I just loved it. I went back home and I got really sad that I had to head back to the States, and I realized how different it actually was for me to not be in the States versus being here. Like, I'm more social, I have a more sustainable lifestyle. I noticed a huge transition from distinguish the two of like the cost of living, the mental aspects of being back in the States versus being here. So I made my decision to actually come back and stay here and travel to other countries in Asia. Uh, and it was a big risk uh, because it was something new. It was a lot of thought to like really make that leap. But I'm glad I made that decision. And I love it here. I've been here for almost 2 years now, actually, counting back to 2023 and then all of 2024, and it's 2025 now. So yeah, met some really great people, you as well, Jules, all you guys, shout outs. But for the most part, it was a pretty easy transition for me, after that. And plus, I didn't really have much. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a house. I just had like a little spot that I was staying in, that a friend let me stay in for a couple years prior to like pandemic. After that, so yo Silong, what's good? Just doing a Q&A, questions and answers. Remote work opportunities, ex-courier lifestyle that I used to live, and living abroad and traveling. Hopefully that answered your question, Cog Destroyer 24. My transition from the Philippines, or from the U.S. to the Philippines. It's actually really easy for U.S. citizens to travel with a U.S. passport. We have 175 countries visa free, so you get at least 30 days to stay in any country, not those 175 countries visa free, uh, with the option of renewing your visa or traveling to a different country and then going back. But I would say renew your visa and decide on what country you would like to travel to prior to like your stay. A lot of people think it's difficult, so they wouldn't make those type of decisions. But you have the internet. You could do your research, your own due diligence on what countries are best to visit and renew your visa. Thoughts about 9 to 5 jobs. I don't like 9 to 5 jobs. I never liked 9 to 5 jobs. I have worked 9 to 5 jobs, but as part-time gigs on top of being a courier. Uh, so I would always have courier work to fall back on because the 9 to 5 jobs never worked out. Being on a fixed income and a fixed schedule never worked for me. So I always went back to being a delivery courier because that paid more because I had more of a commission-based, flexible schedule. A 9 to 5 job, you're just kind of on a fixed income. If it's $7 an hour, $10 an hour, that's all you're going to make. And then at a 9 to 5 job, you always have like a manager or a boss that's always on your neck, trying to control you and tell you when and when you cannot do X, Y, and Z. I never liked being like, oh, you only got a 25, 35-minute break. No, you don't pay me enough to do that. No. I had pretty bad experiences working 9 to 5 jobs. I don't like clocking in and being told what to do. I always like working on my own terms, making my own schedule. And that's why I was able to save and budget as much as I did and start a business because I wasn't relying on a 9 to 5 job. And that's why I'm able to travel and do the things that I love to do. A lot of people are afraid to quit their 9 to 5 job because they feel as if that's all they have. And that's just a mental shackle. It's a crutch. There's plenty of opportunities out there for you to like not work that 9 to 5 job. You can work a 9 to 5 and start your own side hustle, your own business. But a lot of people seem to be afraid to take that leap, that journey. They rather rely on their 9 to 5 job because it's a mental thing. You know, the internet is widely available for anyone to make money, blogging, showcasing their lifestyle, uh, all kinds of things. But for the most part, 9 to 5 is just over broke, as they say. Good question. I think anyone can go online and create some kind of value and make a living on top of working their 9 to 5 job. But don't quit your day job until you start to make some kind of income, some kind of residual income, either through trading, stock market, or having a substantial savings and investing in some kind of business. During the pandemic, what were you doing? I was still working during the pandemic actually, because like I said, that 9 to 5 job people had, they had limitations on what they could do during that time. I was fortunate enough to, let's say, be a courier because I was outside. I just wore my mask. Uh, I still had the opportunity to work because everyone still was having their food delivered and packages still being delivered. All that stuff was still kind of in rotation. Some buildings, government buildings, shut down during that time, so it was slow, but I still was able to work and make some money. At that time, I was doing a lot of food delivery apps and different business apps at that time to sustain my income. On top of trading, I still had a trading account, and I was trading like crypto and stocks. At that time, it was really good to be in that market. Um, so that was the bulk of my income. I would take my delivery tips and reinvest it into stocks and crypto. Then I would trade crypto and stocks during the pandemic. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people was too focused on toilet paper and doom and gloom. And a lot of people were out there hustling still and trying to make things work as best as they can. I tried to stay far away from the doom and gloomers and negative people around that time and just focus on what I needed to do, which worked out for me because uh, I just kept moving forward and not backwards. Yeah, a lot of people were focused on where they were going to take their next dump and if toilet paper was going to be irrelevant around that time. So people were overly thinking about things instead of being prepared for the worst anyway. And it was a good eye opener to see how people really react in a situation like that. And I would say a lot of people were failing, you know, and I still think there's some remnants of that. You know, a lot of people were getting kicked out of their apartments and losing their jobs and not being able to bounce back because they were too focused on other things. You know, around that time, you could still log on to an app and get a job, but people were too busy complaining and trying to protest things and argue with each other over who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated, who's not wearing a mask. It was a utter ridiculous mess. It was crazy. But for those who stuck to a plan and stayed focused during that time, thumbs up. You know, some people don't mess around when it comes to that kind of thing, but a lot of people tend to like focus on the wrong things. You can even go back to old YouTube videos and all that to see how people were reacting around that time instead of staying focused on how to make money. Some people started t-shirt companies. Some people started their YouTube channel. Some people started blogging and making money during that time. Uh, some people found a way, but others was just failing left and right. We had in Philadelphia, we had a huge homeless encampment because people couldn't pay their rent and landlords were starting to evict people. Yeah, the toilet paper shortage back in 2020. Yeah, I don't think it was a shortage, but people were hoarding. They were hoarding the toilet paper. They were going to different supermarkets, Costco's, and just buying up large supplies of toilet paper and household items where other people weren't able to get it because the supply chain and was kind of down at that time. So it was a lot of selfishness, actually. A lot of people were being selfish. But 2020 was an interesting time. But 2020, I was hustling. I was still saving. I was learning about investing, crypto. Actually, I was learning about that way before 2020, around 2011. But around 2020, I was really starting to learn how to trade and invest my money in the market. Yes. And it's not hard, it's a skill. Yes, the Karens were fighting over toilet paper. That was the birth of the Karens around 2020. I never seen anything like it, and they're still around, causing people misery and wreaking havoc on people's lives. That was the birth of the Karens, the pandemic and 2020. That's funny. I had my share of Karens, but I try to ignore them. The Karens and the Kens. And like I said, just filming in public, you could be filming yourself, and a Karen would approach you and think you're filming them, or they're in your way, and you're just filming yourself and having a conversation with your Instagram or TikTok audience, but they want to get in the front of the camera and accuse you of filming them, which makes you more of a influencer in filming these type of people, because they're actually giving you work because they're making themselves look crazy online. And people love watching those people act a fool. But that's something to avoid, those type of people. And those are the people that were being kind of left behind in the market, and getting kicked out of their apartments and living a miserable life because they were focused on other things and making money, investing in the stock market and crypto. It's a scam. It's a scam. But those are the ones that ordered Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, Food Panda, wasting all their money. Any more questions and answers? Q&A, Q&A. Love the questions. They're pretty interesting. The food transition from the U.S. to the Philippines. Uh, I love the food. I still ate Filipino food back in the States. When I went to my Filipino friends' houses, they always had Filipino food. The food in the U.S. is horrible. You're pretty much eating a lot of cheese, dairy, um, processed type food. Uh, it's very unhealthy. I was vegetarian for a while, just trying to avoid a lot of that food. But being a vegetarian is hard. Um, it's really expensive actually to eat in the States, versus eating here. Even the fast food tastes better here than in the States. I don't usually eat fast food back home, but I do eat fast food here. I love Jollibees. Uh, I eat more McDonald's here than I did back home. I love the original. Actually, I had original Paris last night. I had Paris and adobo goat and some rice. I love the coriander spots. I go to Kuya Jeff's in Pasig. He has halu halu and different dishes that I like. I love Filipino food and desserts. You guys have a lot of desserts, a lot of cafes here, um, a lot of convenient fast food locations. Cariandra. I love those type places. But I don't eat at every one. I don't eat at every location. Just a few that are maybe around my neighborhood or when I'm with Annika. But for the most part, I love the food. Okay, teacher. Okay, teacher. I get it. I'm working on it, playa. I have an American accent. But I'm pretty sure if you went to the States, you would probably starve. You'll be like, oh my God, where can I get some food? The 7-Elevens are horrible. The fast food customer service is horrible. Uh, it's inconvenient because you have to go out of your way just to get something to eat, pretty much. And then when you get something to eat, you realize how expensive it is, and the quality and the customer service. You just don't even want to eat anymore. You just lose your appetite. Diria, Karen Diria. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, my young teacher, Karen Diria. I love the Karen Diria restaurants, but I don't eat at every Karen Diria. Karen Candiria. Karen Diria. Can you say cafeteria? Cafeteria. Thank you. That's much better. Thanks for explaining that and breaking it down. Karen Diria. I like the Karen Dirias. I love Guinea Cyril. I haven't had it in a while, but Guinea Ling is good. It's a good dish. What's Jules talking about? He's blowing up the chat. TJ's Chase Cam and Bike Check. Oh, nice. Big ups, TJ. That's my homie. Big ups, TJ. They're planning to go to Tryon Bike Shop to get TJ's Nitto Shred Bar. Oh, okay. Fancy. Sounds fancy. I'm thinking about uploading this to my Splinter Cold Blooded page since there was so much bike content, bike conversation. I'm trying to distinguish which platform to go live on more. I'm thinking I should probably just go live more on my Splinter Cold Blooded page. If you think I should go live more on my Splinter Cold Blooded page, give me a thumbs up. And just talk more about bike stuff in my courier life. My ex-courier life. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, I think I'll go live more on my Splinter Cold Blooded page. You can ask me more questions about courier stuff, bikes, all that good stuff. This page, I want to do more Q&A on like travel, business, and life abroad. But I'm just testing the live stream. Yeah, I have a lot more followers on that account. That is true. So I think I'm just going to transition from going live on this account to going live more on my Splinter Cold Blooded page. I think it'll be a better experience because I really want to focus on more of the business aspect, life abroad, and travel as a cyclist on this page. But I notice a lot of people like to ask me about the courier lifestyle back home, which is totally fine. But this helps me to grab more concepts and different category or different things to talk about on a live stream. So I'm not necessarily a vlogger or a content creator. I'm pretty much trying to share the experience that I'm kind of having as an individual and hopefully influence people to like maybe challenge themselves into travel and work remotely and starting business and saving and budgeting their money. But it's not for everyone. You know, some people like to just stay at home and do the 9 to 5 thing, which is fine for them if it works. But there's someone out there that wants to live this kind of lifestyle. And I'm more than welcome to do like Q&As and consulting and things of that nature if anyone's interested. Because it's not that hard. It's actually easy. It just takes a little bit of time, energy, and effort, actually, and commitment and focus. And you can't be lazy. Laziness will not get you anywhere. You gotta like persevere. You gotta have dedication, focus. You gotta be persistent. Like I know I don't go live all the time, but I try to gradually build up that momentum where I can go live naturally, I can post naturally, I can talk more naturally on my stories and live stream. Me personally, I was kind of uh, not as I was more. How do you say? I was more personable. I didn't like to. I didn't like to have many people on my account, so it was on private. I didn't post as much because I was kind of private. It was just for fun, but I'm starting to kind of get out of that shell. Probably like the last year I took my account off of private and I started to post a lot more. I started to create more content, but I'm still kind of on the fence and shy about it. If I were to make merchandise, what would it be? I would probably make patches, trucker hats, and maybe a design for a t-shirt. Nothing crazy. And stickers. Uh, I'm not really a retail person, but if I had merch, I would probably have stickers, trucker hats, patches, and a t-shirt. And eat my dust young boy sticker. Yeah, that'd be cool. Or eat my dust trucker hat, eat my dust young boy trucker hat. That'd be cool. But I gotta keep my ideas secret because if you tell everyone your ideas, they're gonna start creating that shit. But maybe one day, I'm not really focused on that right now. Oh yeah, you like that? It's iconic. Eat my dust, young boy. But you gotta be an old head to say that. I would guess I'm considered an old head. Yo, thanks for really tuning into my channel too. Like, really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot to keep up with like content and conversation online. Because it can feel like you're talking to yourself, or you're talking to people. So I'm still trying to break that ice. And people are probably looking at me like, "Who are you talking to? Are you a streamer?" No. Oh yeah, you would buy one of those? I'm thinking about it. Maybe. I gotta work that in my budget. Maybe after Taiwan, I'll think of something like that. But I got a lot of trips coming up. I got a trip to Ilu. Then I'm going hiking. Then we're going hiking. Me and Annika. Me and Annika are going to Ilu. Then we're going hiking, and then we're going to Taiwan. So I got a lot going on in the next few weeks. I got to figure out a budget for something like that too. But good idea. It would be okay to like maybe have some merch out there. I used to sell trucker hats, so I would paint detailed stuff on a trucker hat, but I'll probably get those produced the sticker is made. I gotta find a good logo or graphics. I don't have any of that. I don't have a graphics or anything like that. I don't have a particular font to use. Feel free to hit that join a conversation button too. I can always log you on if you want to hop on the live stream and ask questions as well. But Cog Destroyer, thanks for tuning in and asking me some questions on my Q&A on my Mars Go Far page. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to figure out which platform is best to go live on. And I'm trying to get used to chatting online and having a conversation. But I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys can hear me well and see me well. There's like a black tent over the screen. I'm not sure if it's even filming my whole face. But I'm actually gonna tune out. I'll probably see you later, player. Young boy in my messenger bag. What's that mean? I don't know what that means, player. Young boy in my messenger bag? What? What are you trying to say? But yo, I'm probably gonna tune out. I'm gonna tune out. I'll holler at you later. And hit me up. I'm getting hungry, so I'll probably grab some food later. I'm thinking about going over to Makati and hang out there. But I'm getting pretty good internet here, so I'm not sure. I might post this live stream and send it over to my Splinter Cold Blooded page for content. But I'll holler at you later, alright, yo? Peace.